11 going into the fourth quarter against Detroit. They outscored the Pistons 28-15 in the fourth to win the game. They've outscored New Jersey in the fourth today, 12-3. 16 points now for Chris Bosh.
This is where New Jersey needs to find some answers on the offensive end. That typically means Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson, or Vince Carter. They're stars. Lawrence Frank said it. Our stars have got to be stars.
And Jefferson's played well, but at some point you had to think the shooting percentage would go down. It was around 80%. It has. Carter and Kidd a combined 7 of 25. Meanwhile, and the Raptors turn it over. Jefferson with 27 points. Another miss. He's gone cold. And it was last touched by Toronto.
That was a set play. They run a double screen for him. They close it and allow him to get a good uncontested look.
Game one in this 3-6 matchup in the East. The 4-5 matchup coming up next on ABC. Heat and Bulls. And then tonight, Detroit, Orlando. As Carter almost knocks it down, but was fouled on the play by Graham. That's a 2 attempt by Carter. That's just 1 of 10 from the field in the quarter. Third team foul on the Raptors. Everybody booing in the building wearing red. Even though the Nets are wearing red, they insist that was not planned. That was just the color that the players like to wear on the road, so they decided to wear it. Despite the fact everybody in the building is wearing Raptor red.
It is.
Got a boat.
It's deafening in here. We've got headsets on. The effects are down, and it is so loud. We asked Vince Carter, how do you deal with it? How do you block that out? He says, I just come to work and do my job.
He's got all 5 of the net points here in the fourth quarter. They're back up 6. 5 minutes remaining in game one. Down to Bosh. Calderon with Kidd in his shirt. Hits the 3. That's a second triple in the quarter. Toronto back within 3.
How many times have we seen them stretch the defense? Nets go zone, and they stretch it with that long ball.
Last touch by Calderon. Carter wanted a foul, but did not get the call.
Well, the three-point shot, which was hurting them early, has been a major factor as they've come back in this basketball game.
Calderon has been brilliant here in the fourth. It was T.J. Ford in the first half at the point guard spot. Calderon here in the second. Carter's drive, no. Bosh the rebound. Toronto can tie it with a 3 or get within 1 on this possession. Calderon with a pull-up. Can't get the roll. Kept alive by Parker. Calderon thought about it.
I'm surprised he passed on it. Jason Kidd was not anywhere near him early on the catch.
Instead, he goes to the goal and scores to get Toronto within a point. The Raptors had owned the first 8 minutes of the fourth quarter. They're down just 1. Carter is the only net that scored in the period. 7 on the shot clock. Carter another miss. Just 4 of 17, but a Toronto foul.
Well, Calderon won a world championship with Spain. His confidence level went through the roof. A little change of pace right between 3 Nets jerseys. You wonder how much fatigue is setting in on Jason Kidd because he reacted slowly off that change of pace.
4th team foul on Toronto. 3rd on Humphries. Carter again. How badly does he want to hit shots here in the fourth quarter? But he is just 4 of 18 from the field. Toronto can take the lead on this possession. Calderon. And no one home in the corner except Derek Martin on the bench.
Sam Mitchell cannot believe it. It's the first mistake he's made. First bad decision. A little bit anxious.
Again, this is the first NBA postseason for most of these Raptors. The most inexperienced team in the playoffs. As a foul is called on Calderon, his first, and the Raptors are in the penalty for the final 3:13 of the fourth quarter.
And Richard Jefferson, who's been struggling shooting the basketball, is right where you need to be.
105 games for the Raptors, and Esterovich has 54 of those, and he was with San Antonio. And the Raptors haven't even been to the playoffs since 2002, and that's when Vince Carter was starring for them. Obviously, Carter a visitor today. And Jefferson, an excellent free throw shooter, misses the first.
It's just gone all wrong for him. He's got 0 points in the quarter. He's 0 for 4. Carter is just 1 for 4. And Jason Kidd has not scored. So your big three is not playing here in the fourth quarter. And you know what? This is the reverse of what you think would happen. Look at the differential in experience of people who should be finishing plays aren't.
Great point. As Jefferson goes 1 out of 2, 2-point game. As we near the 3-minute mark. You see it there. First point for Jefferson in the fourth. Carter with 5, but again struggling from the field. Here's Graham. Parker calling for it in the corner. Instead, Bosch gets into the lane and fouled by Collins. Third on Collins, second on the Nets. Bosch with an opportunity to tie it at the free throw line when we return to Canada. First time north of the border for the NBA playoffs in 5 years, and they want to win desperately here in Toronto. Lead in the fourth quarter for the Raptors, and they've cut the overall lead by the Nets down to 2, as you see all 3 of the big 3 for New Jersey struggling here in the fourth.
Toronto has outscored them 17-6. And how about the young guys are out executing the more experienced, older New Jersey players?
And you see the numbers for Bosch, 16 points. But Lawrence Frank, the head coach for New Jersey, talked to Doris and I before the game and said, I'm really worried about the 2-point guards, Calderon and Ford. And those two have combined for 34 points in this contest.
And you said it earlier, it was T.J. Ford off the dribble and making jump shots in the first half. And you can see why Lawrence was concerned, because Calderon has come in the second half and been the differential. He was fearless. He made shots from 3.
One out of 2 for Bosch. It's a 1-point game. We've not been tied since early in the first. And the Nets without a field goal in almost 7 minutes. Ford on the bench right now as Calderon continues to run the point for Toronto. Carter to Knockbar has had a big game today, and a big shot from the corner. A 3 for Boki Knockbar. 4-point net lead.
If you've watched New Jersey play over the last 6 weeks, the guy who's been stretching defenses and making huge shots is Boki Knockbar.
That's 14 for him. He averaged 13 against the Raptors, 9 against everybody else in the NBA during the regular year. Shot clock at 5. Parker with 2 on the timer, hit the side of the backboard, and here come the Nets. Jefferson, almost a palm, but no call.
As long as he kept his hand on top of the ball, it was a good no call.
And Knockbar with a playoff career high, 14 points. We'll see if they go to him here. Carter off the bounce, falling away, no, but a foul. And he'll go back to the line. Coming up on ABC, Miami and Chicago. They're just underway at United Center. On TNT tomorrow, Washington and Cleveland. And then NBA TV Tuesday, Jersey and Toronto, game 2 from the ACC, the Air Canada Center. Carter at the line. 3 of 5 at the strike, 4 of 18 from the field, 12 points for him.
Well, should they be able to win this? For the Toronto fans, it couldn't have worked out any better, because Vince Carter's just been struggling all afternoon.
One out of 2 for Carter. Back to a 5-point lead. Now the bibs are out. And maybe they've had an effect on Carter today, but if they go on to win, despite the fact he struggled, as Humphries is going to get called for a loose ball foul. That's his 4th, and Toronto is in the penalties. Nets have only committed 2 team fouls.
Now, we saw a play earlier where Knockbar banged his neck into Mikey Moore. Now, remember, on March 28th, he had a strained neck. And in this particular instance, he comes up and he's holding that neck. This is a guy who has been huge, made big shots for them when they've played great basketball. Now, you get some rest in between games in the NBA playoffs, but this guy's crucial. You wonder how that neck reacts.
A personal postseason best, 15 points now for Nockbar. Here's the injury you were talking about, Doris, earlier in the half.
Yeah, he tried to draw the offensive foul on Bargnani, and he bumps into his teammate, Mikey Moore.
Nockbar goes 2 for 2. And the Nets have scored 6 straight. Take a 7-point lead. Bosch. Foul is called as Kidd stuck his arm in there. And that's the first foul inside of 2 minutes on New Jersey. One more will put Toronto at the line for the rest of the quarter. That was a shooting foul anyway, so Bosch will go to the stripe. He is 5 of 7 there today, 17 points. Well, you look at all the great players from the 2003 draft. There are a lot of them so far. Obviously, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Josh Howard. And LeBron and D. Wade have all won first-round playoff series. Carmelo Anthony is not. This is the first opportunity for Bosch, and we all know what Howard's been able to do as part of the Mavericks.
This guy was so anxious to get his first chance. And what a season Chris Bosch had.
5-point game here in Game 1 of the 3-6 matchup in the East. Game 2 is on Tuesday. With Doris Burke, I'm Dave Pash here in Toronto. First playoff game in Canada in 5 years. And Vince Carter, the former Raptor, taking it strong to the rim to push the New Jersey lead back to 7, 92-85, and forcing Toronto coach Sam Mitchell to call for time.
You know, his jump shot hasn't gone most of the afternoon, so why do you go ahead and challenge and give up the dribble drive?
15 for Carter, just 5 of 19 from the field, but that was a big one there.
Yeah, this is huge, and they've ridden Vince Carter in this fourth quarter. He's missed some shots, but nice job getting to the rack.
Through 3 quarters of play, but has 8 of the 14 net points in the fourth, and New Jersey leads by 7.
And all New Jersey has done is stuck Vince at the top of the key and let him go off the dribble drive. There's the reset, the timeout situation for both clubs.
2 timeouts remaining for Toronto. Minute and 18 on the clock here in Game 1. Bosch, beautiful spin. He scores, and a foul on New Jersey. Good call by Sam Mitchell out of the timeout. Anything to Bosch in the post is a good call.
So you need a quick hitter, and it's a perfect execution. I love the entry pass right into the post because you're not wasting another pass. It just goes right in.
Foul on Moore is his 4th. Bosch 7 of 9 today at the free throw line. He's got 22. He's played the entire second half after only 10 first half minutes because of foul trouble. He's got the last 6 points for the Raptors. It's a 2-possession game with just over a minute to go in the fourth quarter. Carter with 8 in the fourth. Working against Graham to a wide open Jefferson. Off the mark from 3. Parker rebounds. Back to Bosch. Here comes the double team. Bosch will shoot. And Kidd with the rebound.
See, when he hesitates on the catch in that box and is not as decisive, it doesn't go quickly, he's not as effective.
And you wonder if the inexperience of the Raptors in the playoffs are hurting him here in the final 2 minutes. They got it to 1, but then New Jersey raged out to a 7-point lead. Shot clock is at 4. Jason Kidd. No. Mikey Moore, who's played so well after the injury to Nenad Krstić, gets a huge rebound. And a foul on Toronto.
If you elect not to foul and lengthen this thing and put New Jersey on the free throw line, then you've got to finish the job and get the board. And their inability to close that defensive sequence out hurts.
Moore, a 68% free throw shooter. And even if he makes it, it's a 2-possession game, but then Toronto's going to need quick threes. Moore got them both. 6-point game. Still time left as Mitchell calls a timeout. Only one timeout remaining for the Raptors. Vince Carter with only 7 points through 3, but 8 in the fourth quarter. We talked to him yesterday about what it might be like today playing in front of what used to be a friendly crowd, but is a hostile crowd towards him now.
When you're doing your job and playing great basketball, all of a sudden some of the boos turn into cheers, you know? So my job is to come out and play basketball for the New Jersey Nets and worry about helping them get a win by any means. You know, if I spend my time and my energy worrying about the boos and this, that, and the other, then I'm playing into their hands for one, and I'm not doing my job for my team.
And Carter and the Nets on a 10-5 run, in part because of Carter's play here in the final frame.
No, there's no question. I mean, they go on a 10-5 run right now to close this thing. And a lot of that was isolation for him at the top of the key. Despite his struggles, Lawrence Frank goes through his star as you should.
One timeout remaining for Toronto. The Raptors need quick threes. Inbound Parker over Knockbar. Buries a three. And it's a three-point game with 13 seconds left.
Looking for the steal or the foul on the catch.
And Graham fouls Carter. So Vince Carter, who's already missed 2 free throws in the game, will go back to the line for 2.
You need a quick hit three, and you get it to the guy who's been sensational from 3 all season long. Under duress of Knockbar, the outstretched arm. And Parker makes a big one.
16 points for Parker. Well, Carter just talked about what it's like in a hostile situation. They're pretty hostile towards him right now with him at the free throw line and the game at stake. It's a 2-possession game. Big free throw by Vince Carter. He's got 9 in the quarter, 16 for the game. Missed the second one. And Toronto will call its final timeout. They don't need a three here, do they, Doris?
Well, that changes your strategy clearly if you're Toronto, because had he made that, then it's a different situation. So you could go right to the rack, again, try to steal the inbounds, foul him again if you want to go to that route. You know, it's a little surprising. If you notice how long he took to get that shot off, it was a different rhythm on that second shot for Vince.
So no timeouts left for Toronto. And if you're thinking of a three for the Raptors, Anthony Parker would probably be the guy's 4 of 6 today from 3, and he struggled to start the game. But they could also go inside to Bosch and get a quick 2 and then foul New Jersey.
Yeah, they were very quick on the entry pass to Bosch of the inbounds on the last time he scored. It was an and-one situation. The last thing you want to do if you're New Jersey, if you get beat on the box, you do not compound your mistake and give them the and-one.
75% three-point shooting in the second half by Toronto, most of that by Parker. 6 of 8 in the half as a team. 4-point lead for New Jersey here in game 1 with 11 seconds left.
You see Jason Kidd trying to prevent the entry right to the post by shading down right there on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, or bottom right.
Morris Peterson in the game. He can shoot a 3, so can Parker, but he's way off there. Graham trying to get to it. It will go to New Jersey. So they went for the 3, and Parker, who made one with Knockbar having a hand in his face, was way off with that attempt.
See, Jason Kidd shading down to that box, prohibited that entry pass. Remember, the last time we were in the same circumstance, they made the pass from the out of bounds into the post. That takes no time off the clock. That's a quick entry in the score.
But they couldn't get it into Bosch. They were looking at Peterson first, but he was covered. Then went to Parker, but he could not hit the 3, and now the fans are exiting the Air Canada Center with their team in trouble. 6 seconds remaining, down 4. Jason Kidd with 15 assists, 10 rebounds, and 3 points shy of his 10th career triple-double. But we'll see what happens here in the last 7 seconds.
To start the fourth quarter, Toronto came out and outscored New Jersey 17-6. It was the young guys who were outperforming the more experienced New Jersey net. But then it was like the light dawned. New Jersey thought its way out of a tough situation like you have to do in the playoffs and executed through Vince Carter.
We are 4 minutes away from tip-off of the Bulls and the Heat. Game 1 from Chicago over on ABC. And don't forget, our quadruple header continues tonight on ESPN. And the nightcap, it'll be Detroit and Orlando, followed by Houston and Utah. Ben Gordon and Dwayne Wade, two of the best guards in the East. Wade back from the shoulder injury. How will he do against some of the physical play of the Bulls players in that opening round playoff series? Heat beat the Bulls in 6 games in the first round a year ago. Toronto has outscored New Jersey by 9 here in the fourth, but Vince Carter scored more than half of the Nets total in the period. They try to get it into Kidd, and he's fouled with 5.7 on the clock. So Jason Kidd, who's a 78% free throw shooter, will go to the line. Again, game 2 of this series Tuesday. NBA TV, and then game 3 on ESPN2 on Friday. First foul shot for Kidd today. It's a 2-possession game right now, and will be regardless of what happens here. And again, the Raptors do not have any timeouts left. Pretty tough to have 2 possessions in 5.7. 5-point game. Here's Calderon. His 3 no good, and that will do it. The Nets take game 1 in Toronto, 96-91 over the Raptors. Vince Carter with an excellent fourth quarter helps lead New Jersey to a victory in game 1 in round 1. Richard Jefferson had 28 for the contest, and he's with Doris.
Richard, Toronto started this quarter on a 17-6 run, but you guys were able to close it out down the stretch. How?
Well, we're a confident team, and we understand that, with this home crowd and as much emotion that's involved, that they're going to make a run.
Vince Carter, his first return to Toronto in a playoff series. He struggled throughout. Your mindset from the beginning was what?
Well, it was just, stay with it. It's pretty tough, in a situation like this. But, we're a team. It's not just about him. Even if he has an off night, myself, Jason, Boki Nakbar, Mikey Moore, down the line, everyone played great.
You talked about the fact that when you play 40 minutes, your ankle gets a little bit sore. Your explosion looked to be back. What are you anticipating for game 2 there? Well,
we have a 3-day break. We're about to go back to New Jersey, so we'll be able to get all the treatment and stuff you need at the proper facility. So Timmy Walsh does me good, so I'll be all right.
Congratulations on a game 1 win.
Thank you.
Dave?
All right, Doris, 96-91 the final as the Nets take game 1 in Toronto. Coming up next, Firestone IndyCar 300 of Japan, and over on ABC, Miami and Chicago, game 1 of that series. For more on our game 2.